This is today's AEW Dynamite results video, which happened at Toronto's Coca-Cola Coliseum Stadium, and Renne Paquette makes her entrance and greets the Toronto crowd before introducing Christian Cage for an interview. He says it feels great to be back in Toronto, and as the face of not only the city of Toronto but the country of Canada, he guarantees a victory tonight. Then we saw a match between Luchasaurus vs Jungle Boy, and the result of this match was Luchasaurus defeated Jungle Boy by pinfall with a wrist clutch burning hammer. After the match, we saw Stokely Hathaway and All Ego Ethan Page of the firm are interviewed backstage, but Hardy and Private Party interrupted them. Ethan Page challenges Isaiah Cassidy to a match on Rampage. If Cassidy wins, they're out of their contracts, but if Page wins, the firm also gets Matt Hardy's contract, and Hardy accepts and gives Cassidy a pep talk. Then we saw a tag team match between Nick Comoroto and Cutie Marshall vs Samoa Joe and Wardlow, and the result of this match was Wardlow won the match by submission with the coquina clutch from Samoa Joe on Nick Comoroto. Prince Nana and the Embassy make their entrance, and Nana asks the crowd to take a look at Wardlow. He says they stuck their nose in Embassy business, and Brian Cage says nobody wants to see Wardlow powerbomb Cutie Marshall, and nobody wanted them sticking their nose in Embassy business when they were attacking FTR next week. FTR comes, and Dax said there are 3 of them and he can't ask Wardlow to work Friday too, so they have the perfect partner. An Ontario native, and Rampage starts at 10, he's the pinnacle of professional wrestling. Shawn Spears gets the biggest pop of his life and marches down to the ring, throwing Aaron Solo into the ring for a big rig. Then we saw a match between Daddiest Billy Gunn vs Shane Swerve Strickland, and the result of this match was Shane Strickland won the match by pinfall with a lateral press and a handful of ropes. Post-match, the Acclaimed come to check on Daddy Ass while Strickland walks off crotch-chopping the night, but they got interfered by Mark Sterling and Tony Nese. Sterling says he has the copyright on the phrase "scissor me" in pro wrestling, so he makes all of the money from their merch and they can't say it anymore. Mark tells them to stop before deciding to tell them to do it and he'll sue them, but actually, maybe they can work something out, but until then he asks Daddy Nese to scissor him. Back from the commercial, Tony Schiavone introduces Jon Moxley for an in-ring interview, and being world champion isn't fun and games, it ain't easy, and everybody wants something from you because you live every day in physical pain and sooner or later you crumble, some faster than others, but goddamn he loves this job, and that brings him to our boy, the cowboy, Hangman Adam Page. Hangman Adam Page comes, and whatever Moxley has to say, he wants him to say it to his face. He's watched Mox these past 3 years and he's come to respect who he is in the ring and as a person. Page said he's 31 years old, a former world tag team champion and a former world champion. He's seen family members lowered into the ground and seen new life brought into the world. Tuesday he takes his shot, and tonight he gives his word he'll be the next AEW world champion. And unlike MJF, he wanted to come out here and tell Moxley that face to face, man to man. John fumes as Adam goes to leave, and they make eye contact one more time, with a little nod. The next match happened between Bryan Danielson vs Chris Jericho for the Ring of Honor World Championship, and the result of this match was Chris Jericho won the match by pinfall with a lateral press to retain the ROH World Championship. Post-match, Garcia embraces Jericho in 2.0 and clinks titles with the World Champion, and Blackpool Combat Club storms down the ramp to check on Danielson, and Wheeler Yuta gets in Daniel's face briefly as he leaves. Nyla Rose is interviewed backstage with the TBS Championship belt around her waist, and Renne Paquette points out that she's not actually the champion, but Rose says she is the law and possession is 9 out of 10s thereof. Anna Jay rolls up to challenge Nyla to a match on Rampage so she can win and show Rose and Jade Cargill what a real champion looks like, and Rose tells Anna if she shows up on Friday she'll whip her ass. Then we saw a women's tag team match between Hikaru Shida and Toni Storm vs Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter, and the result of the match was Hikaru Shida and Toni Storm won the match by pinfall with a victory roll pin from Shida on Dr. Britt Baker. In the main event, we saw a match between Orange Cassidy vs Pac for the AEW All-Atlantic Championship, and the result of this match was Orange Cassidy wins the AEW All-Atlantic Championship by pinfall with an orange punch, and best friends hit the ring to celebrate and do the snap zoom hug with our new champ, and the show goes off the air.